Hello guys, welcome to my this video, and in this Angular tutorial I will show you how you can create this header. So in the previous tutorial I had already created all the design, okay, and in this design I had added a owl carousel for testimonial slider, and here you can see I have added some hover effect, you can see here, and here also the slider, and this one also a slider and the footer design, and here you can see I had added a countdown timer, you can see here this one. And now here just I will create this header, okay. So in this header the main thing is, here is the two drop down menu, you can see this is for language and one is for currency drop down. So if I click this language drop down, so here you can see the language is English and Arabic. And now if I click this currency drop down, so the language drop down is height and the currency drop down is open. And now if I click currency drop down again, so it also hide, same way you can see it's open, and if I click it again, so it will be hide. So this is the main part here, and for that here I have written a functionality of Angular, so that you can see in this video. And now guys, for making this one I will open my Visual Studio Code editor. So here you can see I open app component.html file, css file and ts file, okay. So it's clear now, but here in the HTML, CSS and the TS file I already have written some code. So the code is for this design, you can see, which I had already created, that I shown, that is banner, this best selling product design, testimonial slider, and all the things I already created in my previous tutorial. So the code is for this thing, okay. So if you want to add this design, so I will provide the playlist link in description, so you can add this design also. And now here just I will create the header and I will start to write the code for header. So header is above all the design, I mean just header will be above this banner. So in HTML file it's a banner, you can see this code is for banner, so I will start to write code from here because header is above all the design. So above the banner design I will start to write code, and the same CSS file. Container is the common thing I use for every section, container, and this font link, so that I will keep in above, but just from here I will start to write the CSS for header design. And the TS file here, you can see I had added owl carousel, this one, and this is code for owl carousel, so everything. So the header functionality I will write from here, okay. And guys, header functionality means the drop down which I was showing, okay. So now first of all I will start to write the code for HTML. So first of all here I will write header, okay. So HTML file provides a tag that's called header, so I will write this tag. Every time we write section, and you can see section also div, but guys header and footer, on the which one part is top, so that we call header, and the bottom part we call this footer. Like, so the preview footer I have already created, so all the bottom part is called footer, we called it. So that's why HTML provided us a separate tag footer. So that means the another developer after you who will work on this project, so he can understand the inside this footer tag you have written the code for footer, so it will be easy for him. And the header tag you have written the code for header, it will be easy for him, okay. Otherwise everything is same. If you write header tag, and if you or instead of header tag if you write section, so it will be the same thing. But if you write header tag, so it will be the unique, and the another developer who will work on this project apart from you, so he can be understand that is you have written header code in the header tag, okay. So here I hope it's clear now. So header tag, and now here inside this header tag, first of all here I would like deep class, and the class is that is containers, not a containers, container, okay. So container means this is bootstrap class, so and this class I used for every section, that is containers. So this is the different class. I have added some manual CSS property, and this is container class because it's a bootstrap class. and if you want to add this class in your project container, so that time you have to be install Bootstrap in your project. If you don't know how to install Bootstrap in Angular project, so I already made this tutorial about this tutorial. If you search in YouTube, that is how to use Bootstrap CSS in project, so my video will come first. Otherwise you can check my playlist also, so there you will find this video also. Okay, and the previous tutorial you can watch, so there I already shown. So now this is done, and now I will add the CSS for this header tag. So I will copy this header tag, and in the CSS file just here I will paste. So this is a tag. Okay, header is the tag, you can see it's a tag. So here before this header tag I will not write any dot or any hashtag, so only header. And now first of all is the background color. So background color I will write #11. So this is the black color. And now color, I mean whatever content will be inside this header, so that color I will add this grayish color. And padding, so padding is 15 pixel and 0. That means top and bottom will be 15 pixel and left and right will be 0. But what top and bottom will be 15 pixel? Padding means it will add some space just inside this element header. This is the header. Okay, so inside this header, this one, so it will be add a space inside this header. That means suppose when it will come in our browser, so that time this is the header, and inside this header, I mean here and also here, inside this here and here it will be add a space, that's called padding. But I would write the margin, so that means outside this header, that means here and here it would add the space. But here I have written padding, that means it will add the space inside this header element. So it's clear also now, I hope. And now this is done, so I will save this CSS file and just it will be refreshed, so then you can understand the difference easily. You can see the black color element is added, and it's added some space inside this element, so that's why I can see this black color element. Okay, so this is done. And now here I will create a row is the Bootstrap class. So div class row, and div class call md, that is first of all it's a 4. Okay, and same thing, just I will copy from here and I will paste here, and this one I will write 8. So guys, here I have divided it into a column. The first one will be 4 and the second one will be 8. So when we divide the grid into a column, so we must write row. After that we divide a column. So first one is 4, the second one I divided into 8. So I hope it's clear now. And these are the Bootstrap class. So in here I don't need to write any CSS for this row and this column. So this is done. And now first of all I will create the language drop down. So here I will write the class name is language, and now ul tag, and after that li tag. So inside this li tag, just here I will write another class, that is, so first of all inside this li tag, just here I will write like suppose English. If I write English, and inside this English here I will write a font awesome. So I class this one, and for using any icon in your project you have to be install font awesome. So you can search in YouTube, that is how to use font awesome in Angular, so you will find my video first of all. Otherwise you can go to my playlist, there you can see also. Otherwise you can search also, so there my video will come first. And now guys, here I will go to font awesome icons. So font awesome icon here, and this is already in icon tab. So just here I will type caret. So this one I will use here. Okay, So this icon class, just I will copy from here. You can see from where to where I'm copy, just from here to copy from here. Okay, and just I class, because I class I had already written, so just here inside this class name I will paste this one, and this area hidden true property that we don't need because it's not a much useful. Okay, that is done. And now guys, here I will create another div. This is for the drop down panel. Okay, so in this drop down panel, first of all here I will write div class and drop down. Okay, this class name is drop down, and inside this drop down class, just here I will create same way the UL tag and li tag. This is actually drop down. I mean, when I will click inside in this li tag, I mean in this here, so that time this one will be open, and here I will show the language, that is first of all English, and the second one the another li tag, and here I will write Arabic, this one like this. So now this is done, and I will add the design. I mean, I will add the CSS. First of all, in the HTML I will show how it's looking like. You can see it's looking like this. So first of all, this one will be height. When I will click on this li tag, I mean where it's written English, so when I will click this li tag, so that time that particular drop down will be open, but before that it will be height. So this I mean this TypeScript code, I mean this click method I will write in our TypeScript file, and the design part I will write the CSS, and the same drop down I will add beside of this language drop down, and that will be currency drop down. Okay, so now in the HTML, just from this li tag to this li tag, okay, end of this li tag, I mean you can see here. So I will copy from here to here, and just below of this here I will paste. So instead of English, here I will write USD. By default I will write here that is USD, and in the drop down menu here, first of all I will write USD, and then EUR, that is euro, and one more li tag I will copy, paste, and here I will write GBP like this. So I will save, and I will open this browser, and you will find the currency drop down is added. You can see here drop down is added, but now it's the below of this language drop down. So now I will add the CSS for this UL li tag. So the parent, first of all I will take the parent class, that is language. So I will copy from here, and just I already said that is I will write the CSS code from here. So I will paste language, and here I will write that is UL, I mean this UL. Okay, so this UL means you can see this is the parent, and after that UL tag. So first of all I will add the design for this UL tag. Okay, this UL tag, and this UL tag also. Here guys, you have to be just carefully notice I have added the parent, this language. Okay, so inside this parent there is the two UL tag, the first one, and this is the parent for all the li tag, and the second one, that is drop down, I mean for this one, and for this drop down, for currency code drop down, there here is the UL, and for language drop down here is the another UL, and the main UL is this one. So in the parent.ul, so the effect will be this UL, and this UL also, because inside this language tab, I mean language class, how many UL it's there. So first of all here I will write the CSS, that is padding is 0 and the margin is 0. I hope guys you are understanding what I'm doing here, because it's a very important thing what I'm going to write in the next. So now UL, this one, li. Okay, here I will just simply change one thing, that is, if I show the preview first of all, so you can see this one is the ul li tag. Okay, this English, and after that there is the sub ul and li tag. So I will show you in HTML, it will be more clear. So first of all, this is the language, and after that here is the ul tag and li tag. Okay, there is the two li tag, one is for language and one is for currency. So every li tag, I mean for language there is the sub drop down also. You can see this is the drop down. For language this is the English and Arabic. Okay, and here is the USD tag for currency. So here is the also a sub drop down, that is currency. So you can see sub ul also. So first of all I will add the design for our parent, I mean this li tag, I mean this li tag, and inside this li tag there is also ul and li. So I will not add the design for this li tag, which is sub menu, I mean say which is drop down. Just I will add the design for this li tag for language, and this one is the for currency. So how I can do that? If I write parent and ul li, so it will be affect all the ul li, how many it has inside this parent, but I need the nearby ul and the nearby li, not inside this li. I mean inside this li there is also a sub ul li. You can see sub ul and li, I mean it's a child, and this ul is the parent. So I need the parent ul. So parent ul means this language, and this language nearby ul is the parent and li is the parent. So for getting the nearby, here we write this one language, and after that we write this angle braces, and here also. So that means it will take the nearby ul li. So this language parent class and its nearby ul this one, and the li is this one, and also for this currency drop down li is this one. Okay, so every li tag there is also a sub ul and li tag. So it will not take this one, because the nearby is this ul and this li, and this one there is the nearby, this one and this one, but every li tag there is the another ul li tag. So that will not take, because that's not the nearby. So it's a clear, I think. Okay, so now I will write the CSS, because it was little bit of complex. If anyone is the new in CSS, so it was little bit of complex, so that's why I try to explain it more clearly. So now list style type none. Okay, just one like this. Okay, list style type none. So list style type none means here you can see every li tag by default I am getting the dot icon. So if I write list style type none, so that means it will be remove the dot icon. So I saved, and let's check it. So you will find it's removed this dot icon. So you can see it's removed the dot icon, but it's removed only the first li's dot icon, because here I have written the nearby. You can see this language nearby ul is this one and the li is this one, but inside this li there is the another ul li, that's we can say child ul li. So it's not removing the child ul li, because here I mention what CSS property I will write here. So that will be the nearby CSS property, I mean that will be affected the nearby. So that's why the child li list style type none, it's not removing the dot icon still here. Okay, for that. And now this one, I think now it's more clear to you. And text transform. So text transform is uppercase. Uppercase means all the letter will be a capital letter, that is text transform uppercase. Font size will be 14 pixel, and after that font weight, if we want to make it bolder our font, so that time it's a font weight 600. And here I will write cursor is pointer, I mean when I will bring my cursor on that particular li, I mean nearby li, that means nearby li which one, this is English, and the USD. These are the nearby li. So when I will move my cursor, it will be the hand icon, which is not showing now. Here it's not showing this icon. This is the by default icon. Okay, so when I will bring my cursor, it will be the hand icon. So that is cursor pointer. And I hope you if you are not a new CSS, new in CSS, so you will be know that. And if anyone is new, so for that I also explain it. And the position is relative. So when we want to make float any div, so that time we write position and position relative, or you can write position absolute. But there is the two different things. Suppose you want to float two div, and two div will be on each other, so that time the below of the div we write relative, and the above of the div we write position absolute. So position relative, it's on this one, and the display is inline block. Because guys, here when I have written this li tag, so this li tag is just below. This one is the here, and this one is the here, so it's just coming below of that. So if I write display inline block, so this li and this li will be in a line. So now I will save this one, and just you will find here it will be the side by side. You can see this English and this USD, these are in a side by side. But now I will write the another CSS property, that is margin right. So margin right, here I will write 20 pixels. So now you will look fine, because it will add space each li tag. So you can see now it's looking better. Okay, so this is done. And now here I will write the another CSS property, that is border right. So border right, that is 1 pixel solid, and I will write the border color, that is RGB, and the color is 226, 226, 226. This color, this is the white color actually. So you will find here it will be add a color. You can see it's now looking like that. But when I will add more CSS property, so it will be the more better. Okay, so now this ULLI is done, and here you can see this li tag, here is the icon. Okay, so I will add the design for icon. So icon maybe the sub li tag also. So here I don't need to define as a nearby, so I will copy this one, and just here I will paste, and the nearby, which is denoting nearby, I mean this arrow side, so that I will remove, because this icon design I don't need to write the nearby, it will affect all the one. So here I, and this I here I will write margin left, here I will write 4 pixel, and font size is 14 pixel. So that means the icon will be at space. Here you can see the content and the icon is together, so you can see now it's added a space. So this is done also. And now here I will add the design for drop down. Here you can see this is the drop down ULLI. Okay, so first of all I will copy the drop down class, and okay, so I mistake one thing. I start the written from here, so I will just cut from here, and just below the header I will write the design. Okay, so that was mistake. Mistake means it will be the same thing, but for sequence wise, first of all header, then language ULLI. So we should write the sequence wise. Okay, and that I miss. So now I will copy this drop down again, and here I will paste, and after that it's a li tag, because drop down is the parent, and after that it's a ul, then li. Okay, so you drop down ul and li. So inside this drop down there is the only one ul and li. So here I don't need to write any nearby or anything. Here just simply I will write ul and li. So first of all this ul and li, here you can see here is the dot. Okay, so I remove this dot, I will remove. So here I will write list style type none. So list style type is none. this one. And now border bottom, so border bottom I will add that is 1 pixel solid, and here I will write the border bottom color is, that will be this color. Okay, this color I will add for here also. And now after that border bottom, that is padding. So padding is 4 pixel and 0, that means top and bottom 4 pixel, left and right is 0. And transition is, that is 0.3s all is, that means when I will hover on that, so it will be at the effect. So it's not adding a effect because I have to be just here I have written the transition, but hover effect I have to be at, so that's why I will copy this one and here I will add the hover effect. So for making hover effect smooth, so that's why we write transition. And now here I will write the hover effect. Hover effect is nothing, just color I will change to orange. Okay, so the color is this orange color, you can see. So now I will save and it's loading. So you can see when I'm hovering on this, so you can see it's just added a white color. And now this drop down, this parent class, this one I will add the design. So this drop down I will copy and just before here I will paste, and now I will add the design for drop down. So background color is F, and now the border is 1 pixel solid, and the border color is RGB and this color. Okay, the same border color. And now here I will write that is border radius. So border radius used for making the round corner, and the border radius is 4 pixel, and the position is absolute. So I was saying that is when we want to make float a div, and there is the suppose 2 div and each div will float on other div, so that time the below of this div relative and the above of this absolute. So that's why guys here this ULLI, I mean I will show the preview. So this one is the div, and here I had written the CSS property that is relative. You can see here nearby ULLI the position is relative, and on this li div there is the drop down and that will be float. So that's why here I have written that is position absolute. Okay, so main thing is the parent div, if we want to float 2 div and the parent and the child, so parent div will be the relative and the child div will be absolute. That's the thing. So this one done. And now when we write the position absolute, so that time a very important CSS property, that is jet index. I mean how much the div will be floated, so that is jet index. It depends on jet index. And now padding is 10 pixel, and top, when we float any div, so that time we have to decide from where the div will be start. So it will start from top, that is 36 pixel, and width of this div that is 116 pixel, and text align, I mean the content on this div that will be center. So save, and now you will find the design will be perfect. You can see here now the design is like that. Okay, and here you can see just it's added in this line. Here I have to be add just little bit of space. So here this li tag, this is the parent, I mean the nearby li tag CSS where I was writing, I mean here I was writing the nearby li. So here just same thing, I had written the margin right. So margin right means I already said margin right means it's outside this element. So outside this element means this one, I mean just look at my mouse cursor, outside this element means this one. So it was added the space in outside. If I write the padding right, so it will be add space in this between inside this element, that means in this element English, and here is the line, so between this line it will add space because padding added space inside this element. So here I will change it padding right, so you will find this border will be at some space, it will be at some space because padding right, so padding right added space in just inside this element. So it's a clear, now it's a very clear example, so it's a done. So this one is the done. And now guys, here you can see the one thing, here I have added the border of our drop down ul li tag, this one, this border, but the last li tag, here is the border also, but it's not looking better, so the last li tag border I will remove. But how I can remove? So guys, just here this drop down ulli, and here I had added the border bottom, so the last li border bottom I have to be removed. So I will copy this that thing and just the last li, so here I will write last child, and the last child border bottom I will write that is none. Save, and you will find the last ulli border will be removed because I had written the li tag, and the li tag is the last one, that is border bottom none. So this is done. Okay, and now I will add the design for this column 8. Column 8 means this one the column 4, and just right side design I will add. Okay, so that is column 8, and for column 8 I will bring it in just right of this element. Header is the main element, so and there is the two column, that is one is divided by 4, I mean this one, and one is I divided by 8, so that means it will start 4 is suppose ending here, and just from here to up to end it is the 8 row, column is 8. So the column 8, whatever the content will be the column 8, so that will start from right. I mean suppose inside this column 8, this is the column 8, and here suppose if I type any content, that one, so you will find it will start from left. So let's first of all I will show you that one. So you can see this the content whatever I have written in column 8, so that is start from left, and because the column 4 is ending here and column 8 start from here, so it start from left, but I need this content will start from right. So here I can write a bootstrap class that is text right. So for that guys, here I'm using bootstrap class, so you have to be install bootstrap and font awesome icon. You can see the content is start from right. Okay, so here first of all I will add the social menu, that is Facebook, Twitter, this are. So now here I will write the div class, so div class is social menu, and inside this social menu first of all I will write ul and li. Okay, and when I will click this social menu, so I will add the third party link. I mean for Facebook I will add the Facebook link, it will redirect to our Facebook page. So that means here I have to be write a anchor tag, and here I don't have any Facebook page link or any Facebook account link, so I will write JavaScript void and 0. Why I am writing JavaScript void 0, so that I will explain, and in my previous tutorial I had already explained that one, but here I will explain. And here I will write the font awesome icon. Font awesome icon start I class, and it start from always fa, that denotes f is the font and a is the awesome, and after that the font awesome class name, so that's we write fa and Facebook. So if you hadn't remembered this icon name, so you can simply go to the font awesome site and simply go to this icon tab. You will find the search bar, and just here you have to be type Facebook, so you will find the different types of Facebook account, whatever you want to add. I just want to add this simple one, so I will click this first one, and here I will get the code. You can see an area hidden true, it's not needed, so I don't need to add just this class name, or from here to here, you can copy and paste and just remove this area hidden true. Otherwise you can keep this area hidden true, it will not be affected to anything. So I remove that one, and now just fa Facebook, you can see the same name I have written because I had remembered. It may be the for in your case it maybe you hadn't remember, so you can copy and write from there. So I will copy this li tag, and just here I will add the different social icon, that is Twitter, this one, and the same thing again paste. And now here I will add Instagram, this one. Okay, and now here I will just, sorry guys, again I will copy and just paste, and this icon name I will write Google Plus, so Google hyphen plus. So now I will save, and you will find the icon design. Here you can see the icon is added, but I didn't add any CSS at this time, so that's why it's looking like this. And I was saying the JavaScript void 0. So when I will get the link, the Facebook account, Twitter account link, so that time when I will click this Facebook, Twitter, anything, so it will be redirect to that particular page, I mean Facebook page or Facebook account, whatever link I will add. But guys, I don't have any link, so that time I had written this JavaScript void 0. Suppose if I would not write anything because I don't have a link, and I will keep it the blank href, so that time if I would save here and just I will check the browser, so it will reloading. So you can see now it's loaded, and now if I just click this one, so you can see the page is loading and it's redirecting the same thing, same page, because I didn't add any social link, because I don't have Facebook, Twitter link yet. When I will get, so that time the link I will add, so it will be redirect the same page. Suppose this is the link, Fondasum site link, and that I want to add in this Facebook social icon. Actually I will not add, actually I will add the Facebook icon, but for showing purpose, suppose if I add, so now I will paste this one in this, inside this href tag, and now when I will click this href tag, so you can see it will move to our Fondasum icon, because I added the link of Fondasum. So guys, when I don't have link, so that time I will not keep it blank, because if I would keep it blank, so I shown that is it will be loaded, but it will be redirect the same page, so user will be confused. But if I write here JavaScript, then parenthesis, inside this parenthesis 0 and this semicolon, so if I write like this way, so when user will click, it will not redirect any page on the page, and the page will not be loaded. Sorry, here I forgot to save. Okay, here is the miss, that is ul. Okay, and here is the ul, it will be, so okay, now I will save in. Actually I miss here, I written only ul, but it will be the ul. Okay, so now if I click, so why it's refreshing guys, I have written JavaScript void 0, but it's still refreshing. Just I have to be check, so I will copy from here. Okay, I forgot to write here void, so that's why I was thinking why it's taking refresh. So now if I write JavaScript void 0, so you will find when I will click, so it will not be redirected. You can see the page is not loaded. So user I mean who will come visit your website, so he will understand that is the link is not complete yet, so that's why it's doing like that. But if you keep it blank, so page would be redirect, and when it will be the redirect to the same page, so user would be confused. Okay, so that's the benefit of JavaScript void 0. And now guys, here I will write another li tag, so this one, and just here I will not add any icon, here I will write login. Okay, this login button, this one, and I will save this one, and just here I will add a class, so the class name is login. Okay, so now just I will show you how you can see it's looking like this. So now I will add the design for this social menu. So first of all, here I will just take our parent class, that is social menu. So I will copy this and just here I will paste. So social menu, and then here I will add the design for UL and li, because inside this social menu parent there is the UL, li and the a tag. So first of all I will add the design for li. So the sequence wise if I come, so parent is social menu, then UL, after that li. So that's on. So now here I will add the design. So first of all the thing is list style type, which is coming by default in li tag. You can see the dot is coming by default, so I will remove this dot. So list style type is none, and I will make it side by side. So display is inline block, because it will be a side by side. I already discussed about display inline block, so I think it will not be any doubt. So now if I save, so you can see it's coming like this. Okay, and now here now I will add the design for our anchor text. So this one remove, and now I will copy up to li, paste, sorry, again I will copy and just paste and a, because inside this li tag there. So now here I will write the css. First of all I will change the color is that is gray color, and now here text decoration I will write none. So text decoration, if you don't know, so I will show you. When I will hover on this every anchor tag, so you can see it's coming in the underline. In the login anchor tag, when I am hover on this, so it's coming a underline. So for removing that one we write text decoration none, it will remove the underline. Okay, so now when I will hover this anchor tag, so that time I will add the hover effect. So I will write transition is 0.3s all and is this one. So this one is the done and already saved. You can see it's coming like this way. And now here I will do one thing, just I will add the space. So I will write here margin left. So margin left is 10 pixels. So let's check it first of all how it's looking like. So you can see it's looking like this. So I will add more space. So here I will add 14 pixel and let's check it how it will look like. So it's added more space and now it's looking better. 16 pixel I will do. I think it will look more better. Okay guys, it's looking more better. Okay, so now I will add the hover effect on this anchor tag. So here I will copy up to that, paste and hover. Just color I will change, the color I will change to this orange color. Save. So if I hover, you can see the color is changing to orange. And now I will add the design for this login button. So here the login button class is this one. So I will copy this class name and just here I will paste. Okay, and now first of all I will add the background color. So background color is this color, and padding. So padding I explain what is the use of padding. So top and bottom is 5 pixel and left and right is 28 pixel. This is padding. And margin left, okay, so the margin left is 12 pixel. And border radius, so border radius is 4 pixel. And the color is white, so this color code. And transition is 0.3s all and is. So here I have written the color, but you will find the color is not changing. So why it will not change, that I will explain also. So it's refreshing, you can see the button is added, but the color is not changing, because guys here if I show, that is ULLIA, so that color I have select here, this grayish color. Okay, and here you can see this button actually inside this anchor tag. So first of all it's detecting the anchor tag color which I added here. After that it's a login button, and that color I have added white color. So first of all it's detecting anchor tag's color, and inside this anchor tag there is the login. So first of all anchor tag color I have written this grayish color 777. Here you can see this 777 and anchor tag you can see here. So this is detecting, so that's why the color is gray, and the background, this login button I have set here this gray color, so the color and background color is similar, so it's not showing. So and the white color is it's not showing because here in the anchor tag it's I have written gray color. So now for showing here I will write important, this one. So now you will find the color is changed to white. So it will refresh, you can see here now the color is changed into white. So now I will add the hover effect. So guys here login button, paste and hover. So when I will hover this button, so the background color I will change into this color. So it will refresh, and you can see the color is changing into white. So now it's looking perfect, and now I will come to the main point, that is our functionality. When I will click this one, so the drop down menu will be hide and show. So how can do that? So now this CSS file I don't need that because CSS it's done. Now I will come to the HTML file, and I will go to the section of drop down. So here is the drop down. Okay, so in this li tag, I will click method, and the method name I will write drop. You can write any method name as per your choice. And now guys here just here I will write the ID is like language. So here inside this drop method, here I will pass the parameter that is language. Okay, and here this drop down menu will be open and hide. So guys here I can write like this way. Here I can write a ng if equals to when the id is the variable. Okay, so when the id triple equals to, it will same like this drop down. That means guys when the id is triple equals to, I mean same like this one language. Okay, so it's clear now. So again I am saying inside this ng if, when the drop down menu will be open, when the id is the variable. So I will define this id variable just here. This is the ts file, and just below of the ng on it, and here the design for owl carousel, you can see these are for the previous design, and that link I will provide in description. So first of all here I will paste id, and the type is any. First of all I will not set any value in this id, and after that I will copy this method name. Okay, so this method name is this one, and here you can see I have passed a parameter that's called language. So for denoting this parameter, here just I will write like param. Okay, and the type is any, this one. Okay, so this parameter will be denotes this one. Okay, so now guys first of all I will show you one thing, that is console.log. So inside this console.log, here just I will print this param. and you will understand the functionality how it works. So params, and now I will open our console, and now it's open, and I will go to the console. Okay, this one. And now guys, when I will click this li tag, I mean this English, so in the console I'm getting that is language. How? You can see this is the param, and this param is denoting this one. So here I have written language. So when this language value comes via this parameter and its name is param, you can write any name, and here you can pass anything, whatever you will pass that will come in this param. And when I'm console in this param, so I'm getting this this one, this value language. I hope it's clear. Okay, and the same thing guys I will do, I mean just I will copy. Okay, and for this currency li tag, so here I will paste. Okay, but for the currency, just I will change the parameter, that is I will write currency. Okay, and the same thing, this ng condition I will copy, and for the currency drop down, I mean just here I will write when the id is similar like currency. So I will save. So that means when I will click this currency li tag, so this currency will comes via this parameter, and when I will click this language, so this one will comes by this parameter. So in the console I will get, when I will click this language li tag, so that time I will get language because I pass here language in this parameter I will get. And when I will click this currency, this li tag, so that time I will get in this param, that is currency, because I pass here currency. So I saved already, and now in the console if I click, so I'm getting language, and if I click, so I'm getting currency. So guys, here what I will do, that is when the drop down will show, drop down will be show when the id equals to currency, and if the id is language. So when I'm click on this language li tag, so I'm getting language, and when I'm clicking this currency li tag, so I'm getting currency. So I can do like very simple thing, that is here this dot id, I mean in this id variable which I copied from here. So in this id variable, just I will store this param, because when I'm clicking this language li tag, so by this param I'm getting language. When I'm clicking currency li tag, so by this param I'm getting currency, and whatever I'm getting, so that I'm storing in this id variable. So in this id variable, when I will click this language, so in this id variable it will store language, so that time it will be similar like language, so it will be open this drop down. And when I will click this currency, so that time in this id variable, by this param it will store currency, and here the condition when the id will be equals to currency, so it will be open the currency drop down. So it's very simple. So I will remove this console. So you can see if I click this one, so it's just in this id variable it's storing this currency, and it's I mean this language, it's a language for, so it's storing language by here. And when the id is similar like language, so it will be the drop down will be open, and the same way the currency, you can see the currency is open. You can see it's a very simple guys. But guys, here I have to be write the another function method, that is when I'm just understand, when I'm click this language, see the in this id it's storing language, and the drop down it's open, because here I have written the condition, that is when the id equals to language, the drop down will be open. So when I'm clicking this currency, so that time the in the id variable it's storing currency. So currency drop down is opening, language drop down is hide from here. But guys, suppose if I click this currency drop down, and again when I will click this currency drop down, so the currency drop down should be the hide. The same way if I click this language drop down, so the language drop down is open, but currency drop down is hide, that is perfect. But again if I click this language drop down when it's open, so that time it should be the hide. So for that, here I have to be write a condition, and the condition I will write inside this TS file. So here I will write the condition, that is if if this dot id, I mean this id, if this dot id id would be the same like param. Okay, so I will copy this param and just here I will say. So that means guys, when it's a double equals to, so when in this id variable it's already stored a param value, and the param value, it may be the language or it may be the currency. Like when I open this, I mean I click this language drop down, so that time already in this id variable it stored the param value language. Okay, when I will click this currency drop down, see it's stored already that is currency in this id variable. Okay, so now when it's already store any param value, like suppose if I click this one and it's already open, so that means it store any param value inside this id. So when it's already stored, so that time I will do one thing. So that time I will just this dot id I will write it's a blank, I mean when it's already open, again if I click, so that time the id will be blank and it will be drop down will be hide. And if it's not open, if it's not open, so that time I have to be open. So in the else part, in this else part I will just cut this one from here and just I will paste. So now you will find the drop down will perfect. So you can see, and now if I click here, you can see it's removing like this. Okay, so guys, in the bottom of this header some more space is coming, because here you can see this is the social, this social menu in the console, just check it, and in this social menu ul there is the margin. So this margin I just forget to remove. So if I write this social menu and this ul tag margin 0, so the more space which is coming in header in the bottom, that will be removed. So I will do one thing, just in the HTML, and I will copy this social menu, and in the CSS, so social menu which is start from here, so just here I will write dot social menu, and after that ul, so that margin I will remove, that is 0, and padding also I will write 0. So you will find the bottom of the header it's removed, bottom space of this header it's removed, you can see here. So now the header is done, and guys in the next video, just this bottom, I mean bottom of this header, I mean below of this header, I will add a sub header, and there will be the menu, actually home, about, block, like this type of menu I will add on bottom of this header. So I hope this video you have enjoyed, and this drop down functionality you have understand clearly. And if you find this video is helpful, so guys don't forget to like this video, and you can subscribe my channel also for getting more update, and also press the notification bell icon.